Ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting our panel discussion focusing on the opportunities for the future of railways. Joining Mr. Thakur on stage are our esteemed panelists. Please put your hands together and welcome Dr. Jaideep Gupta, Additional Member, Railway Electrification, Railway Board, Ministry of Railways. Dr. Gupta, an IRSEE officer of the 1986 batch, is an MTech and PhD in AI from IIT BHU. With over 35 years of experience, he has served in key leadership roles including AGM Eastern Railways and DRM Sambalpur. A recipient of the Railway Minister's Award, he is known for his work in 100% railway electrification and strategic leadership. Moreover, he has also served as additional DRM Nagpur Central Railway, Chief Electrical Loco Engineer, West Central Railway, and Officer on Special Duty to Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. He has undergone training in Advanced Strategic Management and Executive Leadership Program at SDA, Bocconi, Italy, and a course in Advanced Management at INSEAD, Singapore. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. Please put your hands together and welcome our next esteemed speaker, Dr. Nishit Babyloni, General Manager and Head Transportation Business, BHEL. With over 33 years in energy, defense, and transport, Dr. Babyloni leads BHEL's transportation business. He played a key role in securing the Vande Bharat project and has driven BHEL's diversification into rail and mobility. A mechanical engineer with an MBA and PhD in operations management, he brings deep expertise in strategic growth and manufacturing. Prior to this, as head of industrial products, defense aerospace business, he was responsible for managing the organization's strategic diversification, marketing, and operational activities in the new growth areas. He has played a major role in driving the company's transformation initiatives, which enabled BHEL to generate significant revenue from diversification and non-coal initiatives. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. Please join me in welcoming Shri Vivek Garg, Managing Director, MELPL and Alstom Services on stage. An IRSEE officer with 3 decades of experience, Shri Garg leads MELPL, a joint venture between Alstom and Indian Railways. He has delivered major urban rail projects, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore metros, and currently oversees manufacturing of WAG-12B locomotives and mainline projects. He's an electrical engineer from NITI Kurukshetra. Moreover, he has worked across the complete life cycle of projects. He has been involved with execution of projects for Delhi Metro, Chennai Metro, Bangalore Metro, Kolkata Metro, and Rapid Metro in various capacities. Can we please welcome Shri Vivek Garg on stage? Up next, I invite Shri Dipankar Ghosh, ex-MD Knorr Bremse India and former CEO Escorts Rail, former IRSEE officer. Shri Ghosh brings 30 plus years of experience in railway technologies and manufacturing. He has held leadership roles in Escorts, Knorr, Bremse, Bombardier, Caterpillar, and John Deere. A Six Sigma Black Belt and ISB alumnus, he has been instrumental in technology transfers and innovations in railway components and systems. Besides, he had played pivotal role in technology transfer from many railway OEMs to India, besides offshore contract manufacturing and low-cost source strategies for US and European technology leaders. He has been instrumental in bringing railway technologies like high-end brake systems, air springs, and sanitary systems from various global technology majors into India through Escorts. Please welcome Shri Dipankar on stage. Our next panelist is Shri Gurukrishnan P, VP and Head, Commercial Vehicles, Digital Transformation, Supply Chain, Procurement, Hindalco Industries Limited. With 27 plus years across BP, Castrol, Hindalco, Shri Gurukrishnan leads Hindalco's foray into commercial vehicles and railways. A strategist with global experience in tech-driven business transformation, he has spearheaded initiatives in digitalization, supply chain, and innovation across India and international markets. In addition, he has also founded, scaled, and exited successful ventures in the edtech and medtech sectors. Before joining Hindalco, he held multiple global leadership roles at BP and Castrol. He has also worked in top-tier consulting firms. Let's all please welcome him, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, I invite Shri Surendra Khare, Chief Technical Advisor, Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited. With 40 plus years in HAL, RDSO, RITES and L&T, Shri Khare is a veteran in wagon design and rolling stock. He has led the development of several innovative freight wagon models including BOSM, ACT1, BFNV and export-oriented gondola wagons, contributing significantly to indigenous design under the Make in India initiative. Moreover, under his leadership, Jindal Rail has developed heavy axle load wagon for in-plant movement with axle load of 30 by 32 tons, axle load for JSW and AML, and customized brake van for JSW. Let's all please welcome Shri Surendra Khare on stage. Our next panelist is Shri Veeresh Manrai, General Manager, Business Development, Southco India Private Limited. With over 30 years of experience, Shri Veeresh heads Southco's India business across sales, engineering and project management. A specialist in industrial and commercial vehicle components, he has led key rail projects for Vande Bharat, ICF and other coach factories, contributing significantly to touchpoint solutions in the railway sector. Currently, he is working for more than 13 years in Southco, and he is the business head for India region. He manages sales, marketing, engineering, project management, and is responsible for all front end of business. A very warm welcome to Shri Veeresh Manrai. Can we please welcome sir on stage? And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to invite the esteemed session moderator for this session, Shri Ashok Goyal, Chairman, Rail Analysis India. Shri Goyal leads Projection Strategy LLP, the parent of Rail Analysis India. With 40 years of business experience, he has built India's leading railway-focused media and networking platform, hosting high-profile domestic and global rail events and maintaining a strong industry presence. Moreover, he has hosted many in-person and digital events and are the partners in all important railway events, not only in India, but also globally. Please put your hands together and welcome our esteemed session moderator, Shri Ashok Goyal. Once again, a very warm and hearty welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries, our esteemed panelists. Thank you very much for joining us. And I now hand over the session to esteemed moderator for further proceedings. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Prerna, for introducing all the panelists of the first session. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ashok Goyal. I am the chairman of Rail Analysis. First of all, I would like to warmly welcome and thank Shri Rajeev Singh Thakur ji, IAS Advisor NITI Aayog, who has given some very valuable insights into the progress, development and vision of the railway industry in India, which are very encouraging and inspiring. I would also like to welcome all the learned panelists, the speakers, the sponsors, the partners, exhibitors, stall holders, ex-railway officials, government officers, VIP delegates, the staff of Meridian Hotel, attendees, interior decorator, and the team of Rail Analysis to this panel discussion of the 6th Rail and Metro Technology Conclave 2025. This event could not have been possible without the help, guidance, support, and cooperation of you, one and all. who are all present here to grace this multi-dimensional rail and metro conclave. Without taking any more of your valuable time, I will straight away get to the panel discussion on the major objectives of the development and innovation on rolling stock, which is the backbone of our rail and metro industry. Today's topic of the first panel discussion is the future of railways, advanced manufacturing, substantiality, and latest technologies. As we know, we have very limited time and we have a house full of the panelists. So I would request all the panelists to be very, very brief and try to tell the audience the maximum in the shortest amount of time. Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful speech. So I will start with this and come back to you later. We have Shri Vivek Garg, MD, MELP, Alstom Services. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah. Alstom's Madhepura facility recently delivered the 500th high-power WAG 12B locomotive out of a total of 800-unit order. Can you please provide us with a glimpse into how this journey has been and what makes this project special for Alstom from its projects all over the world? Sir.
So first of all, good morning, everyone. And Mr. Goyal, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. If I talk about Madhepura Electric Locomotive Private Limited, which is a joint venture company of Indian Railways and Alstom, where Alstom has equity of 74% and 26% from Indian Railways. In a true manner, if you look at this particular project, this has been a flagship project of Indian Railways. The first project where such a large investment was made in India. I mean, this contract was signed in November 2015, and it's a proud moment for us that this year we will complete 10th year anniversary. We have already manufactured and supplied 530 locomotives, as Mr. Goyal said, out of 800 locomotives. If I talk about the journey, think about that this project, it was planned to be set up in a very sleepy town in Bihar, which is Madhepura. So what we call it is a social investment, which Government of India has done. And at that point of time, we remember when we were setting up this plant, even reaching to that location was not easy. I mean, the roads infrastructure was not there, medical infrastructure was not there, and we sometimes used to use even helicopters to ferry the people to the manufacturing site. And 10 years down the line, if I talk today, I mean, look at the way this entire area has developed. I mean, there are, forget about roads to reach that place. I mean, there are beautiful highways. Besides, if you go to the town, there are good medical facilities, there are car showrooms, there are bike showrooms. The entire area is thriving with a lot of development that has taken place. That's the impact this project has in terms of what it has done to the state of Bihar. Talking about Alstom partnership into this project, we brought in our best technology to Indian market. The thought process was that we make India as a hub for manufacturing. And we have been quite successful in that. Today, if you look at the two largest visions which have been laid down by Indian Railways, as Mr. Thakur also just mentioned in his inaugural speech, one of them is to double the freight traffic loading by railways, and the second one is net zero carbon emitter by 2030. And if you look at the levers, how this would be achieved, the biggest lever is electrification, high-powered electric locomotive. And this is what this plant is doing. We are manufacturing 12,000 horsepower locomotive, which have a capability to hold 6,000 tons of load in a very steep gradient with a very high balancing speed. And what that means is you can quickly vacate the section, and you could also reduce the carbon emissions, which is like 10% of what a typical truck would emit. Besides Madhepura, we have also set up 2 facilities for maintenance of these locomotives. These are ultra-modern facilities. One we have set up in Saharanpur, which is north of Delhi. Another one is Nagpur, which is the central part of India. Both these facilities are up and operational. So along with our manufacturing global capabilities, we have also brought to the Indian market the cutting-edge service capabilities. We have deployed predictive maintenance technology. We have our global tools like Train Tracer, Health Hub, which have been deployed for the maintenance of the locomotive. The beauty of these digital tools is that it allows you to provide a better availability to railways. It allows you to provide better reliability to the customer. So all in all, we have been able to deliver a product which is not only manufactured as per the global standards, also which has been maintained as per the global standards. Besides, if I talk about intangible benefits out of this project, we have been able to generate more than 10,000 jobs into the Indian market, which is something, there are direct and indirect job generation. If I tell you that today we have 12,000 engineers in India who are working on all the global projects, and one of the biggest lever for this success is this Madhepura project which we had initiated. Apart from this, what we have also done is, I tell you, like 2015 when we started the project, the Make in India policy was not there. But then this is something which was our theme. And today, we have done more than 90% localization. Our supplier base, they are in India. They are now well stabilized. They are manufacturing as per our global quality process. And in that process, what they have been able to do is, from India, now they have been able to support the global projects also. So all in all, this has been a wonderful journey, and we are continuous. We are still walking on this path. Thank you so much.
Vivek ji, it is indeed a very big achievement, and especially to be highly successful in a place like Madhepura.
Thank you so much.
Right. You know, we have many suppliers here. One more, please. We have many suppliers here who are looking to export their products to global railways and metro projects. How can the Indian component suppliers elevate themselves to match the global quality norms and become export ready for their products?
Again,
sir, very briefly.
Okay, I'll be brief about it. So this was one of the themes when we entered Indian market with our Madhepura project. And today we have 6 industrial sites, 5 engineering centers. We are manufacturing components for the global customers and exporting them from Indian facility. We have a facility in Coimbatore where we are manufacturing, and 50% of the production, it is being used for the export market. Similarly, we have been manufacturing car body shell for Perth. We are manufacturing full trains, which we are now exporting to Montreal. We are exporting to Sydney. That's the kind of capability and the skills which we have developed in India. Not only that, even in terms of the engineering also, if you look at the global engineering, what we are doing, 40% of that engineering is today being done in India. Now, the key to all these things are that if you develop the right kind of skill sets, if you bring in the right kind of quality, if you bring in the excellence in your operational procedures, the global market will open the door for you. And this is what we have been experimenting in India successfully, and this is how we have been able to convince the global customers that the products made in India are best in the quality, and they can also be operated into the extreme, even environmental conditions such as Montreal.
Considering the global situation of USA and the traffic, the tariff war, which we do not know how long it will take, and what shape it will take. So it is a golden period for India to sort of get into the export market. What would be your suggestion to especially the small scale parts and component manufacturers?
What Indian manufacturers should focus on the certifications which are essential for any global suppliers buying equipments from Indian manufacturers, whether it is Alstom-made equipments or these are the equipments which have been manufactured by a small-scale industry. Those certifications, for example, ISO, ARIS, they are absolutely a must. Besides, we also need to set up a very strong commitments towards quality, audit, and also what we need to do is we need to bring in the operational excellence that will step in the efficiency into our manufacturing system. So if we have the efficiency into our manufacturing system, if we have the right quality standards available over here, and we are continuously evolving. So we are not following what is being done in the globe. We become the leader, we evolve the things. The moment we reach over there, the products, everybody would be willing to buy the products from Indian market.
Thank you, Vivek, for your wonderful advice.
Thank you.
We have Dr. Jaideep Gupta ji, additional member, Railway Electrification, Railway Board.
Hello.
Sorry, sir, to keep you waiting for quite long. Now, Indian Railways has achieved a miracle, I would say, approximately 98% electrification across its broad gauge network. Would you please like to provide an insight into how this has been possible and till when can we expect 100% electrification across all routes of the Indian Railways? Sir.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, it's 99.5% today.
I'm so sorry.
So we are over 99.5% electrified railway. It's a 100th year of electrification in the Indian subcontinent. The first electric traction train ran on Indian subcontinent on 3rd of February 1925. So it's 2025, 100 years and 100% will be going to achieve very soon. 99.5 already we have achieved. A little bit of here and there is remaining, especially in the northeast. So that will be completing very soon. And as you all know, when we carry 1 million ton of freight to 1 kilometer, there's a calculation that 101 grams of carbon is emitted. And the same thing when we shift to railway being more efficient, only 10 grams of carbon emission is there. And this is when a diesel is running a train. Now when we shift to electric train, so there is hardly any carbon emission from electric train except a few lubricant burning here and there, otherwise almost zero. So think of the difference between 101 grams of carbon emission to zero, almost zero. So this is what railway is doing for the world, railway is doing for the Mother Earth, railways are doing for India. And number two, even the passengers, when they are going by road, they are also shifted to the trains, to the railway. It's going to be a game changer. So in the last couple of years, a lot of shifting has been done from the goods, from the railway, from the road sector to the railway. And as a result, Indian Railways is now scope 1 net zero carbon emitter. So we as an organization don't emit any carbon. Whatever we are emitting, we are offsetting also by way of shifting the model shift, by way of shifting our generators to the battery storage devices. So we are net zero carbon emitter, scope 1. Now comes scope 2. That is even our raw material, the material which we take from others, they also should not emit any carbon. That is like we take power from NTPC, we take power from different places. That also we are going for green. And right now we have 40% of our energy requirement. We want around 10 gigawatts of energy, maybe in the next year, next couple of 1 or 2 years. And 40% already it's green from different solar projects, from wind, like Mr. Thakur just mentioned, a few of them. And even in the Roscoe mode, we are taking a lot of PPAs. We are doing PPAs with the different companies for solar green power for our requirement. And accordingly, we'll be net zero carbon even in the scope 2. Because we wanted to have some captive power plant with the nuclear technology. We are having a PPA, we are having a MOU with the Nuclear Power Corporation. We want to go for the small modular reactors, which is considered green energy. So this way we'll be green very soon. So this is how we are progressing. And this is the commitment. When you travel on a rail, it's not only comfort, it's your contribution towards making the earth more green.
Thank you for the deep explanation as to what is happening, what you have achieved. I would also like to come back, India's rolling stock transformation with Vande Bharat and Amrit Bharat trains makes a new era of self-reliant, high-performance manufacturing. Indian Railways is making tremendous strides in its innovation of rolling stock. Can you provide us a glimpse into the technological advancement of the Vande Bharat and what can we expect in the coming 3 or 4 years?
Yes, it's a more comfortable journey, a journey which a much better experience and efficient, energy efficient also. Because these modern equipments are all self-generating, so when they apply the brakes, the power, the kinetic energy that is wasted in the brake shoes, that is not wasted now, and that is converted to electrical energy and fed back to the OHE, and somewhere the other trains are using it. So this way it's going to be energy efficient for the operators, and it is going to be a very good experience for our traveling public.
I will come back to you, sir. We have a long list of panelists here.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for your wonderful views. We have Shri Gurukrishnan ji, Vice President at Head, Commercial Vehicles, Digital Transformation, Supply Chain, Procurement, Hindalco Industries Limited. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Sir, in 2022, Union Minister of Railways, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, had launched India's first all-aluminium freight rail rake, which has been developed by Hindalco. The aluminium rakes have been developed with the aim to modernize freight transportation and enable large carbon savings for the Indian Railways. In your perspective, how can the use of aluminium in freight wagons influence the future of rail logistics in terms of weight reduction, fuel efficiency, and life cycle sustainability? So.
Thank you. I mean, it's a long question, but let me just firstly introduce Hindalco here. Hindalco, in its recent times, has taken some modest steps towards increasing its foray into railways. And we are fast focusing on both the passenger trains as well as the freight wagons. The question being on the freight wagons, yes, we had a very successful run with the initial rake that was made. And we at Hindalco believe that increasingly we'll be playing a very significant role in not just enabling IR and its goals on net zero or the Mission 3000, but we will be shaping it the way it's going to come up. Aluminium, by nature, offers us multiple advantages. It is lightweight. Our rakes with the new design offer more than 30% payload. You're talking of roughly moving 170, 180 metric tons more per rake. That's significant. When you talk of Mission 3000, this is a crucial one to be considered as we move towards policy making towards the next 5-7 years. When you come to the life of the wagons, aluminium is corrosion resistant. So it offers a longer life. Yeah. And leave alone the fact that it's infinitely recyclable. So while there is a payload benefit, there is a longer life, and it is also sustainable. It offers net zero benefits to the extent that it retains its properties to the extent you can recycle it. What more do you expect? I mean, it's green, it's light, and it's circular in nature. I think whether the IR net zero goals or the IR Mission 3000, we would like to play a significant role here. Thank you.
Would any of the panelists like to ask Mr. Guru any question regarding this, please? Yeah, please.
Setting up aluminium extrusion facility in India, that would entail a very large investments. Does Hindalco have any plan to invest that kind of money?
Yeah, so we've been, in the last 3 to 5 years, we've bthe increasingly spending on creating world-class extrusion capabilities. We've got some extrusion experts from our team in the audience too. And right from raw aluminium grade alloy to value-added extrusions, we are increasing our capabilities in all these spaces. So the answer is yes. We are willing to cooperate.
So, Mr. Guru, as India positions itself as a global hub for the next generation trains, how can Hindalco contribute towards trains which are lightweight in design and of export-ready standards to create train sets for the world?
Well, the answer is threesome. I mean, on one level, we've got material leadership, right? So we are happy to work with, so we've got three things here. As an innovation cell, we are increasing our space and bandwidth in terms of what specific alloys are required out there for each of the products and where can we add more value. The second part comes up is in terms of co-creating. I think Dipankar, just before we started the panel, mentioned to me that I think what's most crucial here is the co-creation of the ecosystem, right? Now, forums like these is where I would like to announce that we are willing to cooperate. We are increasing our footprint in this space. We are willing to co-create solutions. So that's an area of work that's still a WIP. So Hindalco is looking for more and more partners. We've right now tied up with BESCO and Texmaco for 2 of our products as technical partners. I think Khare is there in one of the sessions with the cement wagons. I think there are others. I don't know if there is BESCO here in the audience. They're tying up with us for the BOBRN wagons, which is the coal hoppers. So there is a co-creation that's happening. There is a material leadership that's happening. And we wish to take this further. All that we seek is probably a little bit of help on policy, where lightweighting can be pushed across by the policy makers here.
Are we competitive enough globally?
Oh yes, so all our extrusion facilities today make world-class extrusion specs. We are capable of meeting any world standards, whether it's an aluminium base grade or in terms of extrusions.
I'll come back to you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful views. We have Shri Surendra Khare, Chief Technical Advisor, Texmaco, Rail and Engineering Limited, with us. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Recently, Texmaco Rail and Engineering Limited signed an MOU with a Polish tech firm, Nivomo, to revolutionize rail mobility in India and beyond. The partnership will focus on integrating MagRail technology, AI-driven diagnostics, and self-propelled freight trains. Can you please share more on this with the audience, please?
Basically, Texmaco is one company which is established before independence. And we have exported the wagon in 1960. But to match, and we are only company which is driven by professionals, not by promoters. Promoters is taking decision, and Texmaco is driven by professional. So we, as Rajeev sir has told in initial, that we are looking for other solution also. Like we are also, for that purpose, we have tie-up with Poland company, Nivomo, which has no driverless system, and that is in between maglev, hyperloop and a conventional rail system. For those purposes like port, container terminal and other location where congestion of truck and driver required for say 1 kilometer, 5 kilometer range, there that maglev, not maglev, magrail. Magrail is in between conventional and hyperloop, maglev. So that is the driverless train, and it can decongest the port, the container depot, and some extent to steel industry. So that is the advanced technology which have less maintenance because there is no rail wear in this. So in factory premises or that campus, there were 2-3 kilometer rail is required. Then guided rail with the wheel can be energy saving and give better carbon emission. So that is our role, and we want to be a global leader in rail connectivity. So for that purpose, we have tie-up with global giants as well as domestic. Like Guruji has told that we have tied up with Hindalco to use lightweight material in rolling stock, and we are also being manufacturer for him, because generally in India wagon industry it is concept that rolling stock wagon is procured by railway, and private for tie-up with Hindalco, we insist that private player, as Rajeev sir told, that in highway PPP model is very successful. So similar in wagon industry, we can introduce that.
In 2024, your company acquired Sarah Asia Interiors Private Limited. This strategic acquisition enhances Texmaco's capabilities in delivering state-of-the-art interior solutions. You also acquired 100% stake in General Rail Infrastructure, another rolling stock manufacturer, solidifying your presence in the global railway industry. What has been the vision driving such acquisitions? And do you plan to take many more acquisitions in the near future?
Yes, basically I have told you that our vision is one shop partner for rail requirement. For that, innovation is the first key. So, innovation, localization, and global partnership. This is the triangle which we can join 3 dots, then we can take opportunity from anywhere. So, recently you have read about our JV with RVNL. We are the first company which has joint venture with RDSO in designing of the wagon. And we have designed 4 or 5 variant of the wagon, which are successfully running on Indian Railway. And this, as you know, that 60 or 70 city is equipped with metro. So interior of coach is a major business, maybe major business in the future. So we have acquired Sarah Asia for aesthetic look and global international look of for the passenger.
Thank you so much for your views. I'll come back to you. Sir, would you like to ask any? Not? All right. We have Shri Veeresh Manrai, General Manager, Business Development, Southco India Limited. Sir, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you, sir.
And Southco has been at the forefront of developing high-performance access hardware and latching systems. How have your latest solutions contributed to safety, ergonomics, and design innovation in modern train sets and rolling stock interiors?
Yeah, so let me give you a brief about what Southco is. A lot of people will know or not know. In a very simple term, we called it, a technical term we use called engineering access hardware. In a layman terms, we make lock, latches and hinges. Simple. हम लोग ताले बनाते हैं, hinges बनाते हैं. It's a very simple thing. Now, Southco is an American company, more than 125 years of existence, and we are the world leader in this technology. Now, we only don't cater to the railway industry, we cater to the automotive industry, we cater to the construction industry, we cater to aerospace industry, we cater to defense industry. Just to give you an example before I come on to the railway, the HAL helicopter, ALH, uses Southco handles, okay, and they are Celimac certified. So the amount of, when I joined this company 13 years back, अरे यार ताले बनाने वाली company में क्या करना है? That's what I felt like. But I understood that every small thing matters a lot.
Sir, even a valve can make the difference.
Correct, exactly. Even a screw in an equipment can make a big impact, which is there.
So never underestimate the
So coming to the point of our journey with Indian Railway, the journey with Indian Railway has been there since long. When LHB coaches came in India through a technology transfer, our latches were already there on the coaches. But we were not present in India. So when we came in India, our journey started with ICF, and obviously the coaches which was done by Bombardier now, which is Alstom, the RS1, RS2, RS3, Delhi Metro, our journey was always there, which was there. When we started in Indian Railway, one of the first projects which we did for modernization of the project was the Mumbai local trains. I don't know whether people from Bombay are there. There are local trains which runs in Mumbai. And if you look at the local trains, one of the problems they had, which we solved the problem, was that when the trains go out in the car shed, in the night, people open up the doors and they steal stuff from there. So we were given the responsibility of giving security, how we can give our latches solutions to them so we can give security to them. So we came up with a unique solution where the breakaway force on the doors were 1 ton. That means you need 1 ton to break away that which is there. So we gave those technology to them. Now that's how the journey started with ICF. And now let's talk about what's happening now, Vande Bharat and everything which is there. We actually invented a technology called compression latch. Now what it means is that any equipment which is under vibration, we can actually ensure that this equipment does not fail under vibration. Because typically what happens is panels will open up. I do not know, 2022, Deccan Queen, it runs between, Deccan Express runs between Mumbai, Pune. The roof panel came down. I think it's documented. Because they were using some technology which they are not supposed to. And I remember at that time ICF came to us and we gave them an alternate technology which they invented. We actually could certify the issue which is there. So what we are trying to do is that these are the way we actually are improving the safety. Let's talk about ergonomics. Everybody runs in Vande Bharat. In Vande Bharat, there is a snack tray where the people are sitting across. And there is a table. That hinge is supplied by Southco. So what it means, it will ensure that there is no accident falling off the tray table which is there. Okay, so that's a friction technology which we use. So there are many areas which we provide technology. Let's look at Vande Bharat, there is lights called a diffuser. We use concealed latching, nobody can see that. This has been latched. Now let me explain to you what is the difference between latch and a lock. Very simple. Everybody understand it's same. No. When you enter in a house, when you close the door, it is called latching. And when you use a key, that's called locking. So that's a fundamental difference. So we do both latching and locking. So I think our solution in Vande Bharat is there and we can do more. Okay. It depends upon the gumption of the Indian Railway whether they can accept the level of technology which we can offer to them. That's what I can say.
Naturally. We never undermine the size or the quantity or the value of the product. It is the importance of the product. I am not an engineer by profession, but even a small bolt can really make a difference to a machine costing 100 crores.
Correct. I mean, I use a term called with the customers, we are a C-class product in terms of spend, but we can give you an A-class problem.
Looking at India's export potential and global partnerships, how Southco contributing to the Make in India initiative? By localizing production and building supply chain resilience in the railway component segment?
Yeah, so any multinational company when it comes to India, they don't want to import. they want to manufacture in India. Okay, that's the intention. And that's what we've been trying to do since we came in India in 2008. We started a manufacturing facility in 2008 in Pune, in Ranjangaon, but that's more the automotive industry. That's how we started. 3 years back, we did an acquisition of a local company called Darshana. With that, now we have more than 150 manufacturing, primary manufacturing. So we can do die casting, we can do injection molding, we can do stamping. So all the primary processes which is required for manufacturing of locks and latches and hinges are existing in India. And I would be proud to say that Darshana products are 100%, Southco products are 40% in India, manufacturing. 60% is still imported, because you still can't make everything in India. I mean, we do have good supply chain, but still you can't do everything in India. Okay? But we have the wherewithal that we want to make 80% in India and 20% we still get it from outside. And that's what we are trying, that's our journey which is there. It's going to take a little bit of time as we move on the journey.
Now, Southco being an American company, do they have that program or planning that it should be manufactured in India and supplied to them, and then they supply to the other customers all across the globe?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. I don't do it in railways at this point of time. We're doing some bit of portion which is there. Presently, we are doing close to $7 million worth of business of exports from India. It's already done. It's already started. And one of the big example is for the automotive for General Motors. For the rear car seat entertainment, we supply $2 million worth of products from India. So we are supplying to Volvo, we are supplying to General Motors. We also supply to Alstom. My friend Alstom people is there. We supply to the tier ones like KTK. KTK is one of the big partners, which is now Kinet. I think they changed the name, which is there. So we supply to them also. So we are exporting to US. We are exporting to Europe. You will be surprised. We are also exporting to China.
Yes, it's remarkable, and I wish you all the best in your endeavor.
Thank you.
And we hope that, because the opportunity now is never greater than it can ever be.
I fully agree with you.
Today is today and tomorrow never comes.
I mean, the good thing about, a global company is that we can bring the global technology and localize it in India. And so we can have best of both worlds, which is there. And I think that makes a bigger impact.
I'll come back to you, sir. Thank you so much.
You.
We have Mr. Dipankar Ghosh, highly learned and ex-MD Knorr Bremse and ex-MD Escorts, and in the introduction everything was, India is moving towards a net zero transport future. How do you find the industry is contributing today towards energy efficient traction systems, regenerative braking, and smart infrastructure solutions to reduce the carbon footprint of the Indian railways? Sir.
Thank you first and for rail analysis, and you and Tanveer out there. So basically, if you see, Rajeev sir had already informed, and similarly Dr. Gupta, Jaideep Gupta also talked about that we have reached almost 99% of rail electrification. That itself gives a huge decarbonization fundamental thing. The other thing is that most of the propulsion systems available in the country in all the EMUs, locomotives and the metros are IGBT based, which itself brings in almost 30% more energy efficiency in that. We talked about, we saw in the slide of how most of the mainline trains are moved over HOG, so that using one of the existing tertiary windings of the traction transformer, you eliminate the diesel car in the overall train and bring in much more so-called carbon sustainability. That is the one. Particularly, the other interesting part is that all of us know that most of the modern braking systems have regenerative braking system, which usually leads to around 15 to almost 20% carbon savings in the energy as we plow it back to the grid. But what I would like to add out here is that there are systems which are available over the world, where AI and data analytics are being used to further optimize the energy recovery by using the route profile, the gradient of that particular track, and also of the load of the different rolling stock involved in that. With that, we can add another delta of another 8 to 9% of the recovery of the so-called energy from the regenerative braking. So that gives a huge impetus. And last but not least, we talk about the smart infrastructure. The smart infrastructure is like that we have discussed about, Dr. Gupta talked about the renewable energy and also how, but the whole crux of the magic comes when you again put a layer of the AI and data analytics into how do you integrate those microgrids and the different renewable energy sources with the different other thing involved in it. That way, we will be able to get much more out of that particular thing. And last but not least, the whole of Europe and even in China, they are going in for something which is called a digital decarbonization. Now, what do you mean by digital decarbonization? The digital decarbonization means you plot the whole value chain of the energy from across the substation, traction substation, to the different energy consumption points, and finally to across the zones, where you can actually, if you create a digital twin out of it, you can obviously you can maximize and optimize the energy. You can understand where is the energy peak demand and how do you get the demand from the system in a much more optimal way. So that way we actually go in for a much more better energy recovery and also a smart infrastructure.
Thank you for your detail. Would you like to ask him any questions, sir? No, all right. Mr. Ghosh, he talked about exporting to China. And I remember in one of our earlier panel discussions,
previously, Escorts we used to export to China. Yes.
So what is your take on Make in India now?
So the Make in India, basically we talked about a lot of Make in India, like he talked about how Alstom has been producing out here. But fundamentally, we need to get few things together. One, the MSME backbone, the MSME industry out here is the backbone of the whole component industry in the railways. I mean, we can have Alstom, we can have Siemens, we can have everyone, but the supplier backbone is the MSME. How do we develop those MSME backbone? How do we invest in their training certification, like the welding certification for the EN 15085, the IRIS certification, and how do we really improve their shop floor production processes? Like if you improve the shop floor production processes, then only you will have consistent quality, then only they will be able to add to the value chain of any global player or even to the Indian Railways going forward. Secondly, there should be something like how can we have some sort of a railway cluster? If you have a railway cluster, then what will happen is that you can have a lot of the test setups, which many of the MSMEs cannot afford to do that particular digital test setups, similarly the simulation setups, similarly some of the very high-end test benches. So that way you can actually test and validate your product before you get into that. And thirdly, there has been a startup for railways. Now, how do we make it into an proper incubation framework where these lot of startups, even many of the MSMEs, are able to test and develop the products not only for Indian Railways, later for some of the, even for the global players also. And last but not least, I mean, we need to move on from a mindset from a cost arbitrage manufacturing. That's gone, no more, that is much more valid, to much more of an IP ownership this thing. For that, obviously the Railway Board, the RDSO and many other institutions need to come forward. How do you need to come forward? If you go to Europe, you have a national innovation framework. What is the national, like Unix or a Shift to Rail, where all the large bodies are collaborating together to make an innovation for that particular organization or for that particular region. Maybe we should also have something like that, where using a rail cluster where we have all the startups, all the MSMEs out there, and some sort of a this thing, we can really build in into what you said about the Make in India for the world, then only we will be able to actually leverage the strength of the MSMEs from a pure cost leverage to a more of an IP ownership.
I fully agree with you. Clusters is the way forward.
Yes.
And I'll come back to you, sir, if
Sure.
you have the time. We have Dr. Nishit Babyloni. Sir, I'm extremely sorry to keep you waiting for, it was very hard to decide what should be the, anyhow, General Manager and Head Transportation Business, BHEL. Sir, in collaboration with Titagarh Rail Systems Limited, recently inaugurated a dedicated production line for the Vande Bharat sleeper trains at Titagarh manufacturing facility in Calcutta. Production at the Uttarpara unit is now underway, which is the first prototype expected to roll out next year. How are these trains different from the existing ones in operation? How is BHEL integrating energy efficient systems and sustainable traction technologies in these trains to support long-term operational efficiencies?
As we all know, the existing Vande Bharat trains are on the chair car version. What we are manufacturing would be the sleeper version, which will be going on long distances. These trains are being designed with the latest international benchmarks, mainly to provide a rewarding experience to the passengers, a nearly jerk-free travel, better air circulation, and very high level of safety. These are equipped with state-of-the-art IGBT-based propulsion having the regenerative feature, which practically everybody spoke about. Anticipated energy regeneration would be to the tune of about 30%. So we look forward to a very good experience sometime next year.
By when do you expect to go into?
We are planning the rollout of the first prototype in September 26.
September 26. Well, we wish you all the best for that.
Thank you.
And what are your views on the future of the Indian railway rolling stock technology landscape by 2030? Can you suggest any two key technologies needed to adopt and make the Indian ecosystem future ready, and why?
The present Vande Bharat train is using the hazard level 3 compliant material for all components and subsystems, ensuring the high level of fire safety. This material is not only fire retardant, but also limits the toxic fumes and the smoke within the safe limits, avoiding major cause of fatalities during the fire. We also are providing fire barrier doors to block the spread of fire from one coach to the other. Apart from these trains will have high level of redundancy, wherein failures will not affect the running of the train. And thirdly, beyond propulsion, there is a significant focus on the energy management through regenerative braking, optimized HVAC solutions, lighter and more aerodynamic designs for the reduced energy management.
And regarding India's rolling stock transformation with Vande Bharat and Amrit Bharat trains taking a new era of self-reliant, high-performance manufacturing. Any suggestion or any views on this, sir? What BHEL may be taking up?
We are into Vande Bharat presently, and going forward, we also look at exporting these trains to all over the world.
When we talk about exporting, what is the any timeline for that?
Presently, we wish to concentrate on the successful prototype and then the subsequent series supply. Going forward, somewhere around the 2029, we expect to start thinking on those terms.
Thank you so much. If we have time, we'll come back to you. Yeah. Rajeev, I'm extremely sorry. You have already said it all. But I would like to particularly ask you, what is your perspective to boost manufacturing in India in the railway sector? And what are the challenges that need to be addressed in order to make India a manufacturing powerhouse. I know we all have our limitations,
Right.
but certainly the government means to do it. Any concrete plan, sir?
So, Make in India is obviously one of the major initiatives of the government, and already as several panelists spoke, that in a big way they are supporting, whether it's companies from Europe or US working in India. So, they are also started manufacturing in the last 10 years or maybe around that time in India, and also started exporting. So, about railways I'm saying, various parts of the manufacturing value chain. Also, Mr. Ghosh mentioned about the MSME part, which is very critical, I believe, because we have around 6 to 7 crores MSMEs in India, numbers may vary, and railways being a very critical part of the entire transportation sector will certainly lead a big boost from the MSME sector. Without that, I think the entire value chain will be not complete, and we are surely working on that part also. But coming back to the main part of the manufacturing and railway sector, I think PLIs are there for different sectors, not specifically for railways, but two PLIs come into my mind. One is about the steel sector PLI, which is specialty steel production. We have a specific PLI. And also for the auto components, the Ministry of Heavy Industries. These two schemes are there available to be taken benefit of. But apart from that, I would say that the huge spending in public infrastructure will surely bring more confidence into the private sector and companies, and as already witnessed today in various speakers, that they're having big plans, the companies, MNCs working in India, not necessarily for production in India, but to export, including BHEL, which is our prominent PSU. So I'm pretty hopeful that with this Make in India initiative, PLI and several other similar initiatives, we are going to move forward and not only manufacture in India, but to manufacture in India for global exports.
Thank you so much. Well, we have very limited time left with us. Often the audience complains that there is no time for any question and answers. So, sir, thank you so much for your views. Let us see what the audience have to ask you. So, I would request that be very brief in introducing yourself and kindly be on to the point. I have seen in the past people are trying to tell what we are, marketing, that's not the idea. The idea is to make the opportunity and take the chance of such a talented and such a great panel over here, which will be very, very hard to assemble and get together. Yes, sir. Mr. Dheeraj, yeah, gentlemen, yeah, please.
Hello, my name is Mano Chandra.
And please clarify the question is for whom?
I'm talking to all the panelists here. When we're talking about the technology, when we're talking about investment, are we talking really the serious problem, the common people who are traveling on the trains and making actually product for the common people, or we are making a lavish facility for some kind of category people? Because what I'm seeing in the practical, if all you people are traveling in the common normal train which is available in India, it's not showing our development what we are planning here and showing to the public. Can you guide me? This is the right platform to talk, or this is not right platform?
Oh, of course it is. Is this question for a particular panelist, or it's open?
No, I'm talking about, I'm hearing all the words, but I'm talking about what its benefit to the common people or its benefit to the specific.
Don't worry, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Everybody is there to. Yeah, please.
See, basically, there's a typical confusion in many of we Indians that we have to have a common man train and a different train. It's not. Technology remains the same, only the so-called benefits depend upon the different categories you pay. So, going back to the Indian Railway, they have now introduced the Amrit Bharat trains, which is a stripped down version of the Vande Bharat trains. In the Amrit Bharat trains, you don't have the doors, you don't have the HVACs, so that it's just like a Jan Shatabdi sort of a thing. So that way, the government is trying to cater to different segments, but we also need to understand that there is a basic fundamental requirement in any railway rolling stock technology which has to be given, which cannot be compromised on. With that, I suppose you would get the answer that yes, there will be different categories, different segments of rolling segments, both for the poorest of the poor and also for the common man and also for the elite class.
Thank you, Ghoshji. Yeah.
I'd like to add just a line there for you. The common man is worried about his cost, his wallet. If your freight reduces on a cost per ton per kilometer by all interventions on lightweighting or innovation in core sector, we are going to be the massive beneficiaries here.
Because ultimately the freight subsidizes the passenger train fares, and we have one of the lowest passenger train fares per kilometer anywhere across the world.
Thank you so much for your views. Any other questions, sir? Yes, sir, please. Do you need the mic or you? Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is to Shri Rajeev Singh. Today's panel is on future of railways, so my question is on future of railways. As we know, high-speed rail has the potential to revolutionize global transport by affecting fast, sustainable, and efficient connectivity across countries. In any case, my question is on transcontinental high-speed rail corridors. I am directly coming to my question. How can international collaboration enhance development of transcontinental high-speed rail corridors and improve global connectivity?
Yeah, very valid point, and it can surely be done. And obviously, plans were there. But at present, I'm not sure about the geopolitical conditions, especially the areas where we are thinking to have the corridor planned. But theoretically speaking and logistically speaking and in terms of creating economies of scale for the transportation sector, I think it's a very good idea. And specifics I'd not be able to detail here because the things are not in that advanced stage. But what I want to say is that although already there was a plan for having a gas pipeline through the Central East CIS, SYCIS countries and through Iran and that route, and also transportation corridor in some sense of a logistics type of a corridor. But all these are not very concrete or actionable thing, which is only mostly in the drawing board stage. I would not like to go into that specific details, but theoretically speaking and looking into our position in geography with Indian Ocean around us and with long geographical or land boundary around Iran and that area of Red Sea and going towards Europe, it is surely possible and should be considered. I agree with this idea.
Thank you, Rajeev. Now, any question from this side, please? Let's give the house. Yes, we have one gentleman at the back, please. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I am Binod from Hind Rectified Limited. My query is related to hydrogen trains. Are we planning anything in this direction and what are the key challenges involved?
Our question is for whom?
Related to the future of hydrogen trains.
Anybody would like to take it, sir?
I think already
Yeah,
being
from
planned,
anyone actually.
Yeah, already being planned, I think. Indian Railways is working on this. And it's not an idea which is very far away.
It is priority number one, and a lot of effort is being put into this side. And
work is already on this.
Yeah. And anybody else?
By 2030, we can expect it, especially on the heritage routes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, it's a nice presentations and very informative, insightful keynotes from all these speakers. I have three questions to respected
Sir, only one.
Yeah, okay. One is why Indian Railway is not following the InvIT, infrastructure.
Can you be a little louder and more clearer?
Okay. Why Indian Railways, they are not following the InvIT, Infrastructure Investment Trust, which is very important. The roads and the power transmission they are following, and the financial crunch can be solved with this.
And this question is for whom, please?
Dr. Rajeev.
I can respond.
Is it clear, sir? What do you
Sure. So, in which you're right that the Ministry of Road Transport Highways has got a huge response, and now they are going towards a very individualistic sort of for a common man also they're planning, and the response in the last 3-4 years from the institutional side has been very good, and hopefully the individual part or small shareholder parts also the response would be good. But for the railways, you're right that financial crunch can be solved, but I think it's in an early stage, a nascent stage, the entire InvIT thing, and only road sector in India or the highway sector has been successful so far. Yes. But going forward, I'm sure that let's see how it unfolds.
Yeah, these smart railways for a safety.
Give the others a chance to, please, if you don't mind. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Can you hand over the mic, please?
Hello, very good morning. My name is Joachim Heinzelmann from Deal Rail India Private Limited. We're based in Bangalore and doing fire protection systems for railway.
Sir, a little louder.
I have a general question to all of you. Right now, we have I would say it's a big challenge for us to really get into the market. We completely committed to the Make in India program. In 12 up to 15 months, we will bring the production to India for our fire protection systems. What we want to understand, especially for you, when there will be a rethink in terms of quality. So everybody in India, all the car manufacturers are talking about life cycle, 25, 35 years. With our product, we can easily adopt this time range. But if we're going into the new trains, if we're checking fire protection systems, and with all our experience 25 years back with global projects, we cannot believe that the systems which are built into the trains are running that long time. So my questions to all of you is, everybody is talking about sustainability, etc., but when the real commitment of Indian Railways or the car manufacturers will go into the direction that you're bringing the standards to a certain level, that companies which are really providing life cycle more than 15 years have a chance, and when will be the Indian railway sector really take products which are, of course, quite a bit more expensive, but when you really got the commitment from the supplier, it will run 15 to 25 years.
You'll take it, sir? Yeah, please.
So if you look at the Indian industry, especially the rail industry, traditionally all the purchases, they were done from the lowest bidder. And what industry had been demanding, the government is to move to a life cycle cost base. And in the last few years, we have seen a transition happening. For example, the project which I talked about initially and all the new projects which are coming, it comes as a bundled contract wherein you have to manufacture the rolling stock and then you also have to maintain for 35 years. And then all the nitty-gritties, they are left to the manufacturer. Now, with this concept, India is moving in a direction where no more government is willing to buy initial capex investment only. They are thinking about how they could reduce the total cost of the ownership. And that's a very welcome step which Government of India has taken. There is still a long way to go, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
Well, thank you so much.
True, actually, many of the metro authorities have already have those life cycle models already established. To answer your specific question that how do you get into the 15-year, you have to liaise with the procurement authorities to tell them how your system, maybe instead of 15, can do even 20 years. So then only the overall cost of ownership of your system would be appropriately compared with the much more lesser life cycle competitive systems.
You know, Mr. Ghosh is here, you can discuss with him in detail. Thank you so much for your questions. And, you know, well, gentlemen, this session has been an eye-opener, not only for me, but all the delegates and attendees who are present here, and the railway fraternity who are watching this event on our social media handles all over the world. I must appreciate that your views, suggestions, and solutions were very informative, important, and educative, and I hope all of you will take an important leap from this panel discussion. Please do not forget to check out all the stalls at your display in this exhibition, and also you can connect with the companies and experts of your choice to add momentum to your business. Thank you, one and all.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for a stimulating discussion.